listening up, please. All right, we're just going to wait for our Dewey Award recipients to come in and take a seat as they were patiently waiting outside to see if there's enough seating available. So we'll just give them a couple of minutes. Just a spare seat anywhere. Thanks, boys. Interesting looking bunch, those Dewey kids too. Okay, I think we're ready. All right, good morning staff and students, and a special welcome to Mr. Corboy, who's made a special trip back for this morning's proceedings. It's my privilege to welcome you to this year's Co-Curricular Awards ceremony. This morning we'll be celebrating the sporting, musical and cultural achievements of our students here at the college. But before we get underway, I'd like to ask Gospel and Spirituality Prefect Jessie McQuinney to the stage to lead us in a short reflection.
Let us begin with the sign of the cross in the name of the Father. As this is our final assembly with the 2025 Year 12 seniors, I thought it would be a great opportunity to say the college prayer one last time. So can you please join me together as we all say the college prayer. Loving God, grant me the courage of St. Brendan to journey beyond the familiar and into the unknown, the conviction of Blessed Liberin to liberate the marginalised, the compassion of Christ to go forth with love, and the faith not to doubt that it will be given. Amen. St. Brendan's, Our Lady of Perpetual Help, we live Jesus in our hearts. In the name of the Father, Son.
Thank you, Jessie. Before we proceed with the awards, I'd like you to take a few minutes to enjoy the following video and reflect on the co-curricular activities and events of 2025. It's really hard to get a snapshot of everything that happens here at the college in a 12-month period, so thank you to Mr. Owens for putting that together. Could I now please ask Mr. Jorgensen to the stage to present the Cultural Awards? And I would ask Mr. Horan to join him, but I can't see him anywhere. So could we please get Mr. Corboy to the stage as well, if we just go. Oh.
Thanks, Mr. McCluskey. The Cultural Awards. So we established these way back in 2009 to recognise the involvement, the effort and dedication of St Brennan students who have been involved in the cultural and artistic pursuits. We've set up 2 levels of awards. These are the Cultural Commendation Award, which is 3 to 4 activities, similar to an Academic A, and a Cultural Excellence Award, which is 5 or more activities, similar to an Academic A+. Now, what are these cultural activities? Well, we set a few boundaries. They should require effort and application outside class time, should feature consistent participation and benefit the college community. And here is the list for 2025. A huge and diverse array of activities on the cultural and artistic front once again. Our first set of awards is the Cultural Commendation Awards, and I might ask Mr. Gill if he can also come up and just help with certificates. Please hold your applause to the end. Joshua Ballanay. Keely Bones. Cameron Bromley. Alexander Campbell. Victor Comiskey. Dalen Cross. Declan Dunn. Rajon Emini. Bo Fisher. Jack Lane. Jacob Melville. Logan Porter. Eden Quinn. Dane Sloan. Bronx Smith. Charlie Strugnell. Riley Upham. Jack Upton. Jack White. Zach Whitehead. And Aston White. Please put your hands together for our Cultural Commendation Award winners for 2025. Thanks, gents. Our highest cultural award is the Cultural Excellence Award, and please hold your applause to the end. Cooper Bormant. Oliver Bennett. William Campbell. Jesse Emery. William Lees, Joshua Malcolm, Lachlan Malcolm, Ashton Ryan, Toby Simpkins, Mackenzie Watts, and Caden Wilkins. So I mentioned these gents had to have at least 5 cultural awards. And the thing I've always done from the very start is to actually, cultural activities. The thing I've always included from the very start is to actually list those activities on the boys' certificates. So when they put them in their resume and they go for a job interview, they can actually talk to future employers about all these wonderful things they do. I often talk about a couple of people that broke my formatting. We have updated the formatting this year, but congratulations to Ashton Ryan and Jesse Emery, who I think had about 12 or 13 between them. Well done, lads. But please put your hands together for our Cultural Excellence Award winners. Thank you, gents. Thanks for another fantastic year in cultural and artistic pursuits at SBC. And back to Mr. McCluskey.
Okay, so now we move on to the sporting awards. Sport at St Brendan's College forms part of the fabric which makes us who we are. At times it can be an emotional journey, from the euphoria of achieving personal bests to the frustrations of falling short of our goals. Each opportunity gives us a chance to reflect, grow and learn, irrespective of the result. Here at St Brendan's College, those opportunities extend far and wide. From the dust and dirt of a rodeo arena or parade ground, in a hall behind a chessboard, on a rugby league field or soccer pitch, or an indoor court playing whatever sporting season is on that term. There are always students chomping at the bit for their chance to represent the college and contribute to its proud tradition. Throughout the year, we've had approximately 70 different sporting teams represent the college across a wide variety of competitions, including water polo, futsal, rugby union, basketball, soccer, AFL, rugby league, chess, rodeo and cattle club, volleyball, netball and rugby sevens. In everything we do, we strive to be the best, which is highlighted by premierships in water polo, rugby union, futsal, rugby league, touch football and rugby sevens. This is just reward for the effort that's put in. However, it's not always about the result. More importantly, it's how we conduct ourselves in defeat, which sets us apart from the competition. We are humble in everything that we do outside of these walls, whether it be win, lose, or draw. Thanks to TJ, one of our recent words of the week was commitment. This goes hand in hand with our co-curricular program. To highlight the commitment involved in facilitating the vast number of opportunities we offer, with the 70-odd teams we have competing in their respective competitions, equates to approximately 1,000 hours of voluntary work for our staff. Without their generosity and passion, we would not be able to do what we do. This is not only limited to our teaching staff. All staff at the college play a part. From marking the fields, washing the playing kits, keeping your stomachs full, tending to your injuries, or simply pumping up your egos with praise. Our staff are an integral part of the journey. In recognition of their efforts throughout the year, could we please acknowledge them with a round of applause? As we move on to the awards, could I please ask Mr. Corboy back to the stage to assist Mr. Minto with the presentations. To begin our official presentation, I'd like to acknowledge students who have gained selection in representative teams within the secondary school's sporting framework from a Capricornia level or higher. Can I ask that all applause are held until the end of each section and that all award recipients remain on stage until your section has been presented with their award for a group photo. Congratulations to the following students who represented the Capricornia region this year. Federico Muir and Gabe Walsh in AFL. So just come forward, boys, when your name's called out. Jack Keane for Rugby League and Touch. Taz Swift for Track and Field. Hugh Crevens, Tanner Sell, Xavier McQuinney, Marcelo Muir, Jesse McQuinney, Isaac Durden, Malachi Mackey, Tyler Johnson, Zach Whitehead for AFL, in addition to Jamil Fred Kebisu for AFL and Rugby Union. Evander Gee for basketball. John Mulville, cricket. Taj Swift, cross country. Lachlan Fry and Kobe Scanlon, cross country and track and field. Bailey Lothian and Ace Ballantyne, cross country. Jack Orford and Luke Roberts, as well as Jackson Booth and Sam Farlow for football. Jack Coughlin, futsal. Reed Beckett, golf. Colt Newton, Jet Fisher, Cooper Johnson, Lucas McLean, Talon Brantford, AJ Gilbert, Lachlan Anderson and Jay Marsh for rugby league. Rowie Oliver, Caleb Beath, Trey Gibson, Kiali Fatoa, Ashley Earnshaw, Lucas McLean, Jordan Beath, Scott Gibson, Vanamar Kilavarave, Cameron DeForno, Narasi Jimmy for rugby union, as well as Bailey Hoare and Isaac Thomas. Bailey for water polo as well, and Isaac for track and field as well. And the list continues. Finley Watson and Jared Marnie for softball. Oren McGilvray and Sam Clements, swimming. Kobe Miller, Pacey White for touch football. Charlie Suttle, Tyler Slater, Cooper Sweeney, Mason Green, Cooper Jones, Fletcher Scanlon, Henry Mapp, Declan Nickel for track and field. Oliver King, Caden Parsons and Aidan Steig for water polo. Hey, Jack gave Taj, front row. Maybe shuffle across towards the middle. Marcelo, can you come down the front? Kobe, come down the front. It's pretty amazing to think that we've got at least 68 students representing our school at a regional level or higher. So as they sort themselves out for a photo, could we please give them a round of applause? Ollie. You're taller, Craig. All good? Thanks, boys. Well done. Back to your seats, please. Congratulations to the following students who represented the college at state level this year in a Queensland secondary school sport. Xavier McQuinney, who was selected in the under-15 Queensland AFL team. Ashley Earnshaw, who I believe is away, was selected in the under-15 Queensland touch football team. I'd also like to recognise two athletes from the recent secondary schools athletics championships. Fletcher Scanlon, who placed second in the under-18 400 metre sprint at the Queensland Schools Athletics Championships, and Cooper Jones, who placed third in the under-17 discus and shot put, also at the Queensland Schools Athletics Championships. Scott, they get the maroon one, mate. Yeah. One job, Mr. Minnow. Could we give them a round of applause, please? It's not often we actually get to present the award for the next achievement, and that goes to a student who gained selected in an Australian school sport representative team. Could I please call Xavier McQuinney to the stage after he was selected in the under-15 All-Australian AFL merit side. Congratulations, Xavier. Another round of applause, please. Our Special Achievement Awards. The Special Achievement Award is where we recognise the achievements of our students in sports that do not fall within our school sporting framework. Congratulations to the following students on their achievements. Hunter Heron, under 15 Australian futsal team. Mason Green, Fletcher Scanlon, Cooper Sweeney and Charlie Suttle on North Queensland Athletics qualification to compete at the upcoming National Schools titles. Tyler Slater, who placed second at the Australian Junior Athletics Championships, as well as qualifying for the National Schools titles. Morgan Bridgman, equestrian. Lachlan Anderson for Queensland Independent Secondary Schools Rugby League selection. Jesse Remfrey, Australian Rodeo team. Charlie McClellan, Australian Rodeo team. Jet Diplock Barron, APRA national finalist in the Junior Bull. Jared Marnie and Finley Watson for under 16 Queensland softball squad selection. Mason Stark, who placed first in the pommel, second in the vault at the Level 4 Queensland Gymnastics Championships. Tyler Slater, Harlan Oberhart, Isaac Thomas, Tama Doyle, Caleb Beath, Rowie Oliver, Cooper Newton, Vanamar Kilavarave and Jaden Jackson for their selection in the CQ Bushrangers Rugby Union, as well as Bronson Toby and Cooper Herbener, who were selected in CQ Bushrangers, as well as the Queensland Country Rugby Union teams. Hey boys, how about we use the 2 steps? Perfect. Back row, shuffle forward. Shuffle down, boys. There's heaps of room. This way, so that they can fit on. It's like herding cattle. Can we please give them a round of applause? In addition to the special awards just presented, 4 more students need to be acknowledged for their efforts at the Interhouse Athletics Carnival. On the day, we had a 4-way tie for 3rd place in the 13 years division. Could I please ask Henry Mapp, Zyrese Law, Flynn McFarlane and Charlie McKeon to the stage to be presented with their medals. Congratulations, boys. Now on to our team awards. In the sport of basketball, MVP for the 7-8A green side is Jake Jansen. We'll just hold our applause until the end of each sport, please, boys. 7-8B gold MVP, Romy Wyatt. Year 10A green MVP, Cooper Sweeney. And the Year 10B MVP, Leon Leonard. Our Senior A MVP, Evander Gee. And our Senior B MVP, Ben Vaughan. Congratulations, boys. In the sport of AFL, our junior MVP is Braxton Burns. Our youth MVP is Xavier McQuinney. And our senior MVP is Jesse McQuinney. I'm just in the middle, mate. Move over to the middle. Congratulations to our AFL award recipients. Soccer. Our junior MVP is awarded to Sonic Kelly. Our youth MVP goes to Addison Galnakoon. And our senior MVP is awarded to Jackson Booth, who is currently in England living his best life as a semi-professional soccer player. Congratulations, boys. Water polo. Our junior green MVP is awarded to Jack Coughlin. Our junior gold MVP goes to Preston Wolfe. And our senior MVP is awarded to Bailey Hoare. Well done, boys. Futsal. Our junior A MVP is Jack Coughlin. Our junior B MVP is Toby Francession. Our junior C MVP is awarded to Reed Rothery. Our senior A MVP is Luke Roberts. And our senior B MVP is Addison Galnakoon. Congratulations, boys. Rugby Union. Our under 14 MVP is Henry Mapp. And our under 16 MVP is Brock Wren. I'm just going to do the Open Union Awards after this one. Okay, and our first 15 Rugby Union Awards. Best back goes to Noah Wright. Best forward is awarded to Vanamar Kilavarave. The Coaches Award is Cooper Pearce. Most improved is Jackson Wyman. And our first 15 Player of the Year is Scott Gibson. Congratulations, boys. Rugby sevens. Our 14A MVP is Axel Hines. Our 14B most valuable player is Brody Logovic. The 16A award goes to Joseph Mosby, and the 16B MVP is Carter Snell. Well done, boys. All Skills Touch Football. The under-13s MVP is Darcy Hardy. The under-15s most valuable player is Ashley Earnshaw. And our Open MVP is William McKellar. Well done. Cricket. Our first 11 most valuable player is John Mulville. And our second 11 MVP is Stacey Hollingsworth. Congratulations, boys. Is Mr. Campbell here by any chance? No? Probably should have coordinated that with him earlier. In his absence, we might continue with Mr. Corboy. But in recognition, Mr. Campbell has worked tirelessly in assisting our chess team with their preparations throughout my time here, to be honest, and he's stepping away from that role next year. So with a round of applause, could we please thank you for his contribution to chess. Okay, our most improved chess player is awarded to Zach Whitehead. And our player of the year is Luke Roberts. Congratulations. And for the first time ever in our school history, we have an Open Netball MVP. This year, that goes to Jet Mattingly. Well done, Jet. As we move on to the Rodeo and Cattle Club Awards, could I now please call Mr. Oram to the stage to assist in presenting these awards to their respective team members. Mr. Oram is obviously an integral part to both programs. Could we please acknowledge his efforts and the efforts of the staff who assist him with a round of applause. Okay, our Junior Steer Rider of the Year is awarded to Mac Harries. We'll just hold the applause until the end, boys. Our Senior Steer Rider of the Year is Scott Gibson. Our Bull Rider of the Year, Jet Diplock Barron. Our Most Improved Cowboy, Reese Laheef. And our All-Round Cowboy, Jesse Remfrey. As they make their way to the stage, could we please give them a round of applause? Well done, boys. Cattle Club. Our Cattle Club Parader of the Year is Ty Gretton. Hold the applause. Our Herdsman of the Year, Joshua Williams. Most Improved Cattle Club Parader of the Year, Bo Upton. And our Cattle Club Junior Judge of the Year, Lawson Sedgman. Great job, boys. I'd now like to hand over proceedings to Mr. Rod Peckett, Director of Rugby League, who will be presenting the Rugby League Awards this morning. Make him feel welcome, boys.
Thank you all. 2025 was obviously another successful year in the history of the school in the sport of rugby league. Our first 13 managed to win the Dolphins Cup again and performed admirably in the Confraternity Shield. And in the local competition, as I mentioned before the break, out of the 16 divisions in the local competition, St Brennan's made all 16 grand finals. Of that, we won 11. And of the 11 sides that won, 8 of those sides went through undefeated for the whole season, which is a pretty remarkable achievement. As acting director of league, I got the privilege, or had the privilege, of witnessing about 80% of the games this year. I was equally impressed with the standard of football on display, but also the way that the boys conducted themselves overall on the field. The spirit and the values of the school that we espouse were on display, and our behaviour in both victory and defeat was pleasing. To all the boys who represented the school, I thank you. To all the staff who helped out, I give you even more thanks. It's a big commitment for a whole term, and we've roughly got in the vicinity of about 500 boys that play both for the school and in Inter-House, so it's a massive undertaking for all those people concerned. For those of you boys who want to go on and make a career in rugby league, I commend you, but I want to make 2 things clear while I'm here. One is that whilst you're at school, your schoolwork must be your priority. The average NRL career is less than 50 games. You must have a fallback position. So schoolwork must always be number one. And before any NRL team will even look at you as a player in terms of your skill and your ability, they will look at your character. It's how we treat others, both in and out of the classroom, how we act consistently on a daily basis in that treatment of others, and the way we are as grown men will determine how well you go in the sport of rugby league beyond, if that's your career choice. So just like any other workplace, the NRL will be looking at character well before skills. It's my pleasure now to acknowledge those people who got special awards this year. For the 7 C's, the most valuable player was Jacob Hines. For 7B, the most valuable player was Azriel Namibai. For 7A, the most valuable player was Elia Waterton. For 8C, the most valuable player was Jacob Daniel. For 8B, the most valuable player was Clancy Hughes. And for 8A, the most valuable player was Landon Miller. For the 9 C's, the most valuable player was William Parsons. 9B, the most valuable player was Jack Robertson. 9A, the most valuable player was Colt Newton. For 10C, the most valuable player was Brodie McClellan. For 10B, the most valuable player was Archie Gleeson. And for 10A, the most valuable player was Lucas McLean. For the open fourths, the most valuable player was Jordan Beath. For open thirds, the most valuable player was Tate Fisher. And for open seconds, the most valuable player was Oliver Hunt. I would now like to acknowledge the winners of the first 13 awards, and it's fitting that Mr. Minto, the first 13 coach, is on the stage already to help with that. The best back for the first 13 was Lachlan Anderson. Best forward for the first 13 was Brock Otto. The most improved for the first 13, Cameron DeForno. The Coaches Award for the first 13 was Jake Symes. And the first 13 Player of the Year for 2025 was Cooper Pearce. Can I please ask all of those Rugby League Award winners to come back to the stage, please, for a group photo? We should have kept you here. So that's all the 7A, B, C. Can I get you all back, please, to get a group photo? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Peckett. Just at the end of proceedings, can I please get all of those first 13 award winners to remain behind? We'll continue on. So on to our major awards. We now move into our major sporting awards. This is where we acknowledge the Team Performance of the Year, Athletes of the Year, Swimmer of the Year, and our Junior and Senior Sportsman of the Year awards. Firstly, Team Performance of the Year. This award is decided based on a number of different criteria, as not all teams have the opportunity to compete in anything outside of our Rocky District framework. There are quite a few contenders for this year's award, which included a Dolphins Cup winning first 13 who went through their competition undefeated to claim back-to-back Dolphins Cups. Our first 15 who not only won the local Rocky District Premiership, but continued their winning ways at the Ballymore Cup, claiming the Division 2 Championship. Our senior AFL team who played the near-perfect game of football against St Augustine's, only to be narrowly beaten in their NQ semi-final. And the 7B, 8B, 8C, 9A, 9C, 10C, and Open Fourths rugby league teams who left all in their wake to claim their respective premierships in an undefeated season. However, in order to decide this year's award, we had to look at individual team performances due to the number of successes we've had throughout the year. This year's award goes to a team who demonstrated true St Brendan spirit. After finding themselves trailing by 2 points with only 5 minutes to go in their Queensland All-Schools Touch final against Miami State High, they clawed their way back into the contest by sticking to what they did best. This team held their nerve, playing an attacking brand of touch to score 2 tries in quick succession, levelling the scores and sending the game into extra time. In extra time, they conceded the first try, which only increased the pressure. However, the boys stood tall to level the match soon after and sealed the victory with the try on the buzzer, causing mass celebrations. It was their display of determination and spirit which has them being awarded Team Performance of the Year. Congratulations, boys. On behalf of Captain Ashley Earnshaw, could I please ask Vice Captain Kobe Miller to come forward and collect the trophy on behalf of the team? Yep, that's going well. Lucas McLean, I know that you're here. Could you please come forward and collect that? It's just like a well-oiled machine, Jackson, isn't it? Congratulations, Lucas. Athlete of the Year. Our Athlete of the Year is Peter Kalasinski. Historically, our Athlete of the Year award is presented to the Open Age Champion. Peter ran, jumped and threw the house down at our Inter-House Athletics Carnival, where he claimed Age Champion in the Open Division. Congratulations, Peter. Swimmer of the Year. This is awarded to Nicholas Eaton and Caden Parsons. Similar to our Athlete of the Year, this award is presented to the Open Age Champion from our Inter-House Carnival. The boys could not be separated on points after this year's Inter-House Swimming Carnival, sharing Open Age Champion honours. Congratulations to Nicholas and Caden. Our last 2 awards are the Junior and Senior Sportsman of the Year awards. These awards are based on a number of criteria. The first is in relation to the number of college sporting teams nominees participate in and their results at our Inter-House Carnivals. The second criteria revolves around success at a representative level, starting with Rockhampton District, Capricornia Region, Queensland or national selection within the secondary schools framework. In his absence, I would like to acknowledge our Junior Sportsman of the Year as Ashley Earnshaw. Ashley has had a busy year representing the college in cross country, touch football, rugby league and athletics, where he was awarded age champion. At a district level, he represented Rockhampton in athletics and touch football, as well as gaining selection in the Capricornia team in touch. To cap off an amazing 12 months, Ashley is currently representing Queensland secondary schools at the Under-15 National Touch Football Championships in Victoria. Congratulations, Ashley, and best of luck at the National Champs. Our Senior Sportsman of the Year is awarded to Kobe Scanlon. Kobe has been working away tirelessly in his chosen pursuits. He was crowned age champion in cross country and was runner-up in athletics. Kobe also represented the college in basketball, athletics, cross country and rugby union, where he was a member of our all-conquering First 15. In the representative arena, he went on to gain selection at a Capricornia level in the sports of cross country and athletics. Congratulations, Kobe. Thank you, Mr. Minto and Mr. Coolboy. That now concludes this morning's ceremony. Thank you to all who have contributed to a successful 2025. We look forward to coming back bigger and better than ever next year. Now, before I finish, could I please just hand over proceedings to Mr. Cooper, who's got some key messages.
Thank you, Mr. McCluskey. Boys, before I get on to announcements, I'd just like to acknowledge Mr. McCluskey and Mr. Minto and the great work they do down in the sports department. Often you'll go down there, and any given day while they're organising teams, there's often curveballs around transports, coaches and all that sort of stuff. And they do a terrific job, and can we please give them a round of applause. And in doing that, boys, I noticed while I was watching that video at the start, and you see all of the sports that happen at St Brennan's, and I know Mr. McCluskey's already done this, and Mr. Peckett made point of this in his speech as well. And when you see boys doing the war cry at the end of a game, I think there was the first 15 game after they won the Division 2 title of the Ballymore Cup, or whether it's the volleyball, or whether it's water polo or rugby league, or any of the sports we do here. What you need to appreciate, boys, is that that only happens by staff who volunteer their time. Okay, and the way that school sport is going and all the issues around compliance and all that sort of stuff, it's really important that we acknowledge that, and we make sure that we thank the staff for the great work they do and allowing these opportunities to occur. So can we please thank the staff and coaches one more time, please? Now, boys, as is the tradition for our final assembly, and we've actually called all of the Year 12s over here. Usually the Dewick boys would be in the hall. We're going to ask the Year 12 boys to stand shortly. Okay, and we acknowledge now that because of our size that not all of us can be here when we celebrate their valedictory. So I'm going to ask the Year 12s to stand. I'll get all the boys in green shirts to stand as well. Turn around and face the grade 12s. And for the last time at a whole school assembly, we're going to clap the Year 12s out. Okay, boys, can you please take a seat? Now, we've got some important messages just around the awards night. So just before I dismiss all of you, I'm just going to ask Mr. Reddy to come forward. Oh, just the award winners, sir? Okay, so after this dismissal, boys, I'll get the award winners to remain behind. I'm now going to do something, I think we started a few years ago. We might have missed it last year. Now, just ask the staff, sorry, to clear the Year 12 area if we could. So I know there's some staff sitting down over there. Going to get the grade 11 boys to stand quietly and just move over to the senior position, please. So there's some seats over to the left-hand, my right-hand side, please, boys. So move over if you could. Okay, so that's obviously for the grade 11s, their first act of leadership will be assuming that position in the chapel. Okay, it's really important, boys, that whilst we're in this, in our chapel, we're in CPAC, and we do gather as a community, that we always remember to do so respectfully. And what was great about that presentation that Mr. McCluskey led us through is that the majority of the work that was done by the students there, acknowledging other students who'd been successful, was excellent. There's just a few times, though, that caught my attention, and I spoke about this a few years ago, is that some boys, when the boy's picture was flashed up on the screen, decided to call out. We don't do that. Okay, so let's just be mindful of that. That when someone's up here and we're acknowledging a performance or we're acknowledging achievement, that we do so respectfully. The next thing we're going to talk about, boys, and I know are we still on the live stream, sir? I think we are. Boys, just as we warm into the next few days, and obviously we've got a lot of people around the school, when that bell goes during first and second break, that warning bell, that's time for you to get ready for class, but it's also time for you, if you've left some rubbish lying around or you've been having lunch with a group of mates, to make sure you pick that up. And under the direction of staff, the expectation is that you follow those directives around picking up the litter on the ground. So just please be mindful of that next couple of days. I'm going to ask, because we're going to actually go a little bit early here, so I'm going to ask the staff to stand and they can head off to first break, sorry.
We can give the rest of the year levels a chat about the Val walkthrough too.
Yeah, I'll do that, yeah.
Can you ask the Jewish boys to come over?
Boys, listen in, please. Obviously on the day with the Val, we'll have, I think it's year 10 and year 11 in here. That's correct, I believe. Year 10 and year 11, they'll be in the in CPAC. The rest of you will be in class. You'll then get called down to the hall. So year 7s, listen in. You'll get called down to the hall sometime during period 3, sorry, sir. Sometime during period 3. So before 12:30, I believe, sir. That'd be fair. Yeah, before about 12:30. You'll get called down to the hall. You'll then get directed by Mr. Pears and the staff, and we'll create a walkthrough for the year 12s on their final day. Okay, so the year 12s, they'll assemble out here. Those boys who were here last year would know this, and then they walk through the school. Okay, and you'll get an opportunity to shake hands with boys that you know or whatever, and acknowledge their this achievement, or acknowledge the valedictory celebrations. Okay, so there'll be some notices in the morning notices, so make sure you listen to those. And once again, boys, what's been excellent is that that's always been done with a degree of respect on the day. What we've got to be really clear about, I know some of you have brothers in year 12, is that once we're over here in this designated area, and it'll be cordoned off and it's evident that that's the year 12 valedictory lunch, we cannot have anyone with green shirts on over there. And I know you'll be wanting to get photos and do all of those things, but you cannot enter into that area. That function is for the invited staff, the parents and the year 12s. So please be mindful of that and respect that function, please. Can I please ask the year 7s to stand? Sorry, boys. If you're an award winner, so if you're getting an award tonight, an academic award at the awards ceremony, can you please remain behind? That's all award winners. So year 7s, can you please stand? Head off to first break.